we're going to move on, and we're going to look back into history. And as some of you might remember, as the rector said, the previous vice rector 10 years ago, Jukka Kola, was supposed to be here to reflect on the past, but because of his duties at the University of Turku, he could not make it. But here's his regards. I'm unfortunately not able to attend tomorrow, this important Teachers Academy decennial anniversary seminar. I appreciate it very much indeed that you invited me to your seminar. Thank you very much. Smiley face. Please forward my warmest greetings and thanks to all Teachers Academy people and its friends. So there you go. But we luckily have a person who can reflect on the past as well or even better than Kola, and that is Auli. She's been an advocate and supporter of the Teachers Academy since its founding and even before that. And of course, she's now currently the director of Hype and also Vice Dean for Research at the Faculty of Educational Sciences. So we're going to welcome Auli, and she's going to share the historical insight into why we have a Teachers Academy in the first place. So please give a warm welcome to Auli.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for inviting me to give this talk today, and my warmest congratulations to the Teachers Academy, which I am also really proud of. I actually was the one who suggested that Jukka Kola should be here because we collaborated really closely, and although he is currently at University of Turku and working as a rector there, so I would really be willing to hear that how he would memorize that what happened and why everything was done. I have my own story and my understanding, but unfortunately he couldn't come, so maybe some other time, and maybe when we have 15th year celebration or 20 years, so hopefully then. But I will briefly tell that what happened and how everything was done and what were the reasons. So this is the talk related to that. So my understanding is that the big idea behind Teachers Academy and its establishment is or was to promote scholarship of teaching and learning at University of Helsinki. We had many really good developments ongoing already before Teachers Academy was established, but still there was a clear need and to strengthen further the scholarship of teaching and learning among the whole university staff and like raise the awareness of our staff and also outsiders that what kind of expertise and even hidden expertise we have related to supporting learning and teaching throughout the university and throughout the faculties. We know based on research that scholarship of teaching and learning is a key capability that is required in high quality teaching. So it is really wise to try to promote it in a variety of ways. And we know that it contributes to teachers' increased awareness of relationship between teaching and learning. So teachers really know that when I do something, so how it influences to students and what happens in students' mind and learning processes when I do some kinds of things as a teacher. It is related to development of pedagogical practices and innovations in university teaching, also to student engagement and deep approach to learning. So it really, as you know, it really matters how we teach. And at the end, what kind of skills and knowledge and capabilities students learn when we teach them. So teaching really matters. And as one of students once said, all students participate to teaching and our seminars and courses. So the impact is really, really high. And we know also based on research that scholarship of teaching and learning is something that we can develop. It is not an innate ability. It is not a personality trait that someone has or someone hasn't, but it is really a skill and capability and knowledge that people can really learn. So it is wise to support it in a variety of ways as well. And we know that by organizing pedagogical education, by organizing interdisciplinary contexts, by increasing the emphasis and importance of teaching merits in evaluations and recruitment processes, these all have influence on the impact to the development of scholarship of teaching and learning. And all those three things were already done at University of Helsinki. So then it was, at least to us, it appeared to be quite natural that, of course, we need something even more, and something that really explicates and raises the status of teaching and teaching excellence in university. And then the academy was established. And then I go more to the practical things and what we did in order to make Teachers Academy to happen. And according to my understanding, the first thing was that the idea of Teachers Academy was presented by docent Eeva Pyörälä during the vice rector's rounds that Jukka Kola made in all faculties, as our current rectors also do. And Eeva suggested that why shouldn't we have this kind of academy as many medical schools and really top-level universities around the world have. And then Jukka thought that maybe why not, and quite quickly established a group, a small working group to write something down that what it could be. And we had a small working group where Eeva and I were members. Minna was the secretary, also Jaakko was the member, Jaakko Kurhila, and then Hannu Saarilahti as well, and then Jukka Kola. And we did international benchmarking, wrote some research background regarding scholarship of teaching and learning, some tentative criteria, basic principles and budgeting things. And then Jukka brought it to the University of Helsinki board that this is what we think that it could be. It could be in University of Helsinki, so what do you think? And they encouraged us to go further and gave more detailed instructions that what should be prepared and what kind of things should be ready, so that at the end we could decide that academy could be established. And then we continued the work, and basically in the big things that still are in place nowadays, so they were the ones that our group actually designed together. And when I look now what we wrote then, and when I look at what academy does nowadays, so I can say that the basic idea that was set then, it has become true, and it is evolved and developed much further, I think, that we never ever thought. So it is a network for enthusiastic and committed teachers who really have invested time and effort on enhancing student learning. It is an opportunity to earn merit and reward members who have done this kind of things, in addition to their research work and administration. And I can also see that both individuals and communities are encouraged to do the development in a variety of ways, and this really happens. And as we heard from the rector's talk, and also we have seen in many ways, the establishment of academy has clearly indicated for the whole university community that teaching is really valuable, and quality teaching is like super important, and it is a characteristic of top-level university as well. And we still aim to promote the quality of teaching and improve its status. I think that this is still our goal in terms of the academy. Still improve the quality of learning and learning results. It is still an important step in a teacher's career. Also, improve the status of teaching qualifications and their documentation. I think that Teachers Academy has done a lot of that work as well. And above all, it is a wonderful multidisciplinary community of teachers who collaborate and who almost always have a lot of fun together, which is really, really important. And Rector already said that how in variety of ways university benefits from the academy, and I can completely agree what she already said. The potential of high quality pedagogical expertise is used for the best of all students and teachers in the whole university, not only among the academy members. And we, at the end, which is, I think, the most important thing still, we invest on teachers, students' learning and their learning results and what kind of academic expertise they learn during the university studies. So I think that it is beyond all the most important thing. And also, Rector briefly pointed out the unique characteristics of our Teachers Academy. I have the list here as well, and I think that when we compare with international similar academies, these are the things that are very unique and important for us, and they really reflect that what are in more general valued at the whole University of Helsinki. So it provides a continuum for the career path of individual researchers and teachers who have really invested to the development of teaching. We have really thorough review process, as many of you know, regarding the applications. It is similar to research proposals, and that was very important part when we planned the procedures. We involve students to the selection processes in a variety of ways, and that's really important. And we really, since the beginning of the establishment, wanted to emphasize that we really reward individual teachers, but they are part of some community that has supported their development, their growth. So it's really important to give the sign that teaching is also a community thing, not only like individual enterprise. So that's a very important message as well. And we have some sort of philosophy or more a deeper thinking behind the academy, that what we want to gain through it. We have the scholarship of teaching and learning thinking behind, and also the community of practice, how we perceive teaching excellence and how it develops. And we do research on the impact of the academy. I have two more slides regarding our quite recent, or not published, but recent results. We have also done research. You probably remember that when you apply to the academy, we ask the permission to use the application documents for the research purposes. And this is what we have partly done. And in the couple of years ago, I also interviewed, together with my many colleagues, the very first members of the Teachers Academy and their path towards the academy membership. And this was really even inspiring, I have to say. So that, and the reason why I have it here is that although we are now celebrating your 10th 10-year birthday or centennial, so the roots are much longer and they go much further and more years back compared to, and not only 10 years. So we made, together with Eva and Sari and many colleagues, the interviews, critical incident interviews for selected Teachers Academy members, and wanted to find out that how is their path towards the excellent teacher and one of the first members of our Teachers Academy. And we asked them to mark critical incidents throughout their learning path, what has happened and what they have been doing and thinking before becoming the members of the Teachers Academy. And we analyzed the interviews and found quite interesting similarities. And first thing is that many of those who we interviewed started to talk about their school years in primary school or in upper secondary school, how they had experienced learning, what kind of own teacher gurus they remember from their childhood, from their early years, also they talked a lot, or you talked a lot about important teachers, how they are sort of models for you to how to support students' learning and how to be a pedagogue. And this was first interesting thing and very from far away. Then many of you, or most of you, talked about teaching and how you experience it to be really rewarding. So that you really clearly explicated how much you enjoy teaching, how much you enjoy interacting with students, how important their learning is for you, and how thoroughly you read the feedback and how you try to learn from the feedback that you receive from students. Then third one was also clear from all the interviews, your continuous willingness to develop as a teacher. And there you had a variety of ways how you told that you do it. You have, many of you have done pedagogical studies, you have a lot of development projects, you'll always want to learn new teaching and learning technologies and digital technologies and want to try out and test what happens. And also you develop all the time new teaching methods and various ways of teaching. And you also had received other teaching awards due to your developments and during your career. And you had many kinds of expert tasks and roles related to leadership of teaching at university, either in faculty or university level. And you really emphasized your learning and continuous need to learn and develop new things as a teacher. And there you clearly mentioned teaching networks and pedagogical research, what you are doing in your teaching. And then, as you see, many things had happened before becoming the Teachers Academy member. And one more slide, really complicated, but I explain. Quite recently, I, together with Kirsi Pyhältö, analyzed the latest application portfolios to the Teachers Academy, and we especially chose from the portfolios the incidents where the applicants described their own learning. Their own learning, that something had changed in their teaching capability or teaching skills. And we analyzed that which were the contexts of learning that were described. And as you can see from the columns, there are 4 contexts. And then we analyzed from the same incidents the modes of learning. As you can see, the rows, 6 different modes of learning. And it was really interesting to see when we look at the context that what are the most important context for learning of our Teacher Academy applicants. It is teacher-student interaction. So while teaching, we as teachers also learn. And maybe this is self-evident, but it is still quite interesting. I think that we don't very often think how important the interaction with students is for our own learning. And the other one is pedagogical courses. And there I can understand because there are a lot of discussions, new information and knowledge, and new people with whom you can discuss. And when we look at the modes of learning, so there are learning by reflecting, learning by teaching, learning by experimenting, modeling, inquiring, and via feedback. So clearly the most important modes of learning were reflecting and by receiving feedback. And if we look at where they are located, so reflection in the pedagogical courses and feedback from student-teacher interaction. And I, as a researcher on learning and teaching, find this really interesting and really inspiring. So all these kind of things we can find from the application documents. So with these words, I really want to congratulate you and wish all the good and best luck for the future. And I end my talk with this quote, which is also my favorite. One of your colleagues, who I don't reveal who is behind this quote, has compared the scholarship of teaching with scholarship of research. So thank you all.
Thank you, Auli.